there was a comment that stuck with me that I'm guessing you've heard. Nick Saban, Alabama head coach, famous former Alabama head coach, after you were drafted, said on ESPN that you were pound for pound the best defender in college football. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot coming from a coach like, Coach Saban, a guy who knows football in and out, a legendary coach, Hall of Fame coach. That's a very big compliment. I wish he would have said that before the draft started. I probably would have been in. I would have been DB for the Commanders in the first round, maybe. Who knows? Um, but that means a lot. He knows what he's talking about. I don't think he was just have that opinion just to have. And I kind of see myself the same way. I think of myself the same way. So I think a coach knows what he sees when he sees it. And to be the one that he said that about, I'm very appreciative of.
Except for the guy taking number one overall, pretty much every player in the draft thinks they should have been drafted a little bit earlier. Do you feel like you have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, something you want to prove to the teams that pass by you?
Um, you know, the generic thing to say would be, I'm gonna make them pay. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have a mindset that I'm gonna prove myself right of the person that I say I am. And I'm gonna do everything I can to help my team be successful.
That's kind of your reputation, right? I mean, you went to Michigan to play wideout, and then what was the decision to switch? Was that your call? Did Coach Harbaugh, like who all was involved there, and why'd you make the move?
Yeah, so over the years, I would joke around about playing defense, just because I was just joke around about it. My sophomore year, Kobe year, we had guys who were hurt, guys who were, getting sick, being ruled out. So we had a few people who were practicing both ways just to add some depth. I was one of the guys who would switch the defense during practice to just, learn some techniques. I never actually got any game time. After the 21 season, Coach Harbaugh called me right before spring ball and asked me to make the switch. He said I reminded him of a guy he coached named Jimmy Ward. And again, like I just mentioned, when a coach sees something, he's probably not he's not going crazy. He probably sees something that has a vision. I believed in his vision. I believe in myself. And he asked me to make the switch. And again, I'm a very selfless person. I'm gonna do whatever my team needs me to do. So if he believed that me making a switch was the best thing for the team, then I was gonna do that 100%. And the following day after our phone call, I was upstairs learning the defensive playbook, and from there, everything just fell into place.
I mean, the old saying is DBs aren't wide receivers because they don't have the hands. You're a different story. JP and I are both Terps. You had a touchdown against the Terps as a receiver. You also had a pick and a sack on defense. What do you bring to the defensive side of the ball? What are you going to bring to this Commanders defense?
A leader, first and foremost, a communicator, and then just a guy who plays, football how it should be played. Um, I'm a fearless competitor, and I'm gonna one allow myself to be held accountable. I'm gonna hold my teammates accountable as well. So you're getting a complete package out of me when it comes to what I bring to the team.
I'd like to ask you something a little more personal. I hope you won't mind. How many dogs do you have?
That's not uh, right now. Four.
Four dogs and a cat?
Yeah,
How's that going? That's busy, dude.
it
You're a big
is.
fella.
It's going good. We enjoy the company of our pets. We're big animal people. Hopefully somewhere in Virginia someday we can have a farm
Oh,
just,
wow.
just to have. So we'll see what happens, but we're big animal people.
Would you want to expand beyond just dogs and cats? Like, are you considering, I don't know, a parrot
Horses,
or a
chickens,
You
horse?
you you name it. You name it. We want
potbelly pig has got to be first.
it.
Did all
Um,
five of those pets make it in the car from Detroit or from Michigan back down to DC?
We had to use two different cars.
how long
That's
is that drop?
dedication.
It was what, 8 hours? It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad. Probably made
Straight
two
through?
stops. Yeah.
JP, I was telling Mikey in college, I had a buddy who went to Michigan. We made that drive a couple times. I gotten too many tickets on the Ohio Turnpike on the way up and or back from there. They love targeting out of town cars.
Mikey probably calls it that state down south or something. What is the official term for the 4-letter word below Michigan?
I call them what they are.
Little brother.
Nah, that's the team across town. That's little brother. But Ohio State, I call them Ohio State. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
There you
Um,
go.
I respect my opponent just to, see him on Saturday, and then that's where you do the disrespecting is on the field. So outside of that, it's Ohio State to me.
I like that. Well, it's like Harry Potter says Lord Voldemort. Everybody else says the man who shall not be named because Harry's not scared of him. How about that?
Exactly.
Random.
I like that.
I did not expect a Harry Potter quote out of you, but good for you.
I read it with my kids.